the Supreme Court of the United States also ruled, because at least they had time to have their absentee ballots, but the Supreme Court of the United States actually ruled that the absentee ballots postmarked after tomorrow will not be accepted now. And the only dissenting judge of the Supreme Court that said, no, we can't have this election was Ruth Bader Ginsberg. And she's literally old, and she's awesome, but she's old. No, none of them. Only she's the one dissenter. And here's the document on. You can just look through it, Johnny. It's a long document, but basically, she at the end she starts talking about why she dissented. And
after page 1.
While I do not doubt the good faith of my colleagues, the court order, I fear, will result in a massive disenfranchisement. A voter cannot deliver for postmarketing a ballot she has not received. Tens of thousands of voters who timely requested ballots are unlikely to receive them by April 7th, the court's postmark deadline. And she's entirely right, because here's the thing. There, at least right now, at least 10,000 people who requested an absentee ballot on time and are not going to receive it.
So when it was Ruth's decision, I'm kind of confused. Why did she say that she's the only one as opposed to the other ones? Did the other ones give a reason why they said they wouldn't be counted with a pandemic? Did they give any logic behind?
Well, their logic is that our elections are important and we need to promote democracy and not disenfranchise people by canceling an election. That's their...
Oh,
yeah. She's
really?
the one that wants to postpone it so everybody can vote. But all the other judges were saying, no, this is not...
That's not supporting democracy in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's disgusting. I mean, we're screwed. I mean, this is what the Democratic Party led us to. Yeah. I mean, this Trump didn't happen overnight, you guys. And he appointed 2 people, but I mean, that's it.
That's it. I mean,
let's be real
where
here.
was Sotomayor? Okay, the big Obama appointee. Yep. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be Ruth and Ruth only. That's just a shame, fam. So did OR have something to say?
So our Wisconsin Revolution explained this very well in an email, saying Wisconsin Supreme Court overruling of the governor's order to postpone tomorrow's election until June. The U.S. Supreme Court moments ago that Wisconsin cannot accept absentee ballots postmarked after Tuesday. So now it's a double whammy, like I said, because the state Supreme Court said no, postponing to the election. And then the U.S. Supreme Court said, no, we're not going to accept absentee ballots. So that means that they're making people go to the polls, because if your absentee ballot is, if you didn't ask for one, if you didn't get one, they're saying, well, you have to go to the polls now. That's what they're saying.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
If you're a bookmaker, we know you're a certified TV doctor. But let's say if you're a bookmaker.
I got my scrubs in.
You do. Yeah. Say if you were a bookmaker, what percentage of people do you think are going to stay at home in Wisconsin due to the coronavirus?
Probably like 80.
That would have voted.
A lot of people. There are people like crying right now because
Johnny,
they're
what
like,
would you set it at?
I'd say like 80 something
percent. So saying half is being generous.
Yeah.
Okay. And that alone, if you just think about the magnitude of how many votes will be lost, half of those votes. And once again, late votes are progressive votes.
Yeah.
They're Bernie Sanders votes.
So, this decision, he continues, was rendered despite the fact that large numbers of voters who have requested absentee ballots still have not received them and are expected to return them tomorrow. We can't leave any stone unturned in responding to this madness. Thank you, everyone who responded to my message of contacting Wisconsin Department of Health Services Secretary designee Andrea Palm to urge her to intervene, as her counterpart in Ohio did. Those calling Palm's office found her voicemail to be full. You can also try emailing her here or calling here. Here's what the law states about the Department of Health Services. So basically the law just says that they have the authority, the Department of Health Services, and I'm going to show you guys later.
To shut it down?
They have the authority to shut it down. Also,
like they did in Ohio, right?
Exactly. The way they did it in Ohio.
Got it.
Also, in addition to that, individual counties can say we're not going to open up, and Milwaukee has already done that. Milwaukee has said we are not going to open up any polling stations. So by default, it should be enough to offset it's one of Milwaukee County is the largest county. Mm-hmm. So if those people can't vote, you're literally disenfranchising the majority of people in Wisconsin.
They're not going to go out tomorrow. This is the worst 2 weeks, right? We have to. Yeah. This is it. Like we're catching up now we're 2 weeks behind Spain, 2 weeks behind Italy. Mm-hmm. They got hit so hard 2 weeks ago. Forget about it. So, I mean, why would anybody risk their health? I wouldn't do it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I was afraid to go out today for food. Well, not really totally because I need food. But, I mean, seriously, I mean, this is bullshit that they're going along with it. It's just so it's so freaking, how hypocritical of the judges, the Supreme Court, to say it's undemocratic to not postpone it because you're not promoting democracy. You're doing the opposite of that.
Yep. And the sad thing, or the good thing, is that people have been calling for multiple states, Florida from Ohio. Why? Because these states, Ohio managed to do it, and Florida also had consequences as a result of not doing this.
Yep.
As a result of people not staying home, as a result of people going through the election, we're seeing people get sick. Florida is like not too far behind California now.
Yeah.
I mean, their numbers are rising, and this is what happens, and Arizona and Illinois, same thing. They decided, hey, we're going to be calling. And what else can people do is, I don't know, reach out to this Andrea woman. She's the one that they need to convince. What is that? Okay. And here's the part I wanted to show you guys is this part right here. And it says, underscoring the executive branch's ability to take action in circumstances such as these, even the Secretary of Department of Health Services, this is why they're trying to contact her, is authorized to act. Specifically, this stat provides the department may close schools and forbid public gatherings in schools, churches, and other places to control outbreaks and epidemics. Even more broadly, the department may authorize and implement emergency measures necessary to control communicable diseases. Yeah. So they have the authority to do this. You can't
now
really
they're trying to call her. The line's not getting through. They're trying to email her. They gave additional phone number. They're trying to track this lady down to at least get her on record to say, hey, you need to save this day. You need to call it. Yeah. But for some reason, maybe she's not available.
Well, and here's the thing. These politicians aren't facing the people, and they're going to be primaried. But another thing is that Ohio fought to the very last second against their primary. I mean, it was the same thing. They were like, yes, we're on. No, we're not. And activists and organizers got together and fought to the very last second. And a lot of my friends in Wisconsin right now, I know, are doing that. There is a call to have a car caravan to demand Andrea Palm act to protect health in this election through an emergency order. The protests will be around the Capitol, 1 West Wilson Street in Madison, starting at 6 a.m. And this is just Madison, Wisconsin, which is the second largest county in Wisconsin. And I know they already closed so many polling stations. I know Milwaukee, they went from 180 to 5.
That's ridiculous. And I was in Milwaukee. Milwaukee's a huge city.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just not going to happen.
They don't need more than 5 because they're not going to even get enough to get 5 out there. But I love the idea of the car thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, people are trying. People are doing whatever they can to make this happen. So.
Well, it's going to be interesting. I love the whole car thing. I have an idea for something down the road. I was sharing it with Eva.